Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rene Cruz Jr. and we have with us one of the highlights of Manila Game Fest, none other than Mr. Daryl Chow, the founder of Ori Game. Thank you, sir, for being here. First off, the necessary question: how are you enjoying Manila Game Fest so far?
Yeah, it's nice to see, like a big crowds come out for tabletop games. I mean, I think it's important to have events like this to grow the industry and to get more people come out to play games, basically learn about games, play games.
See, whenever I get the chance to talk to someone who designs games, I always ask how did it start? Like, what got you into tabletop to begin with?
Yeah, just like I was saying just now, because board games, like modern board games, is such a new industry that everybody who's in this industry likely came from another industry. For me, I played a lot of board games when I was doing my PhD, and then it started getting serious where, started to kind of submit games to publishers, and then I realized that there's something that I'm very passionate about. And then after one of my contracts ended at a university, there was a kind of opportunity for me to start my own game publishing company, and then that was about 4 years ago, and ever since we've been growing, and we have about 15 games now, and I think the best is yet to come. There's still lots more good games to come.
Yeah, I was listening to your Q&A earlier, and you were talking about your credentials, and oh my God, I'm speaking with an actual genius. It's a good day for me. But let's talk about the gaming in general for you. Like, as someone who designs games, what do you think that tabletop gaming, how is it different from other types of games, like video games or sports?
Okay, I mean, I think one great aspect of tabletop games is that it's a very low barrier to entry. I mean, at least the games that we try to make, because when we design them for kids, or at least families, kids, and I mean, a lot of people still associate board games with kids and families. It's something that you can start playing as young as 5 or 6 or 7, but it's something that a 5-year-old can play with like a 9-year-old in the same house, and you can still have the same experience, and you can still kind of try to screw each other over, or
That's what I do. I try to
exactly. I mean that's what we do when we play games. But I think no other medium really can kind of bring like 5 years and 95 years old
like basically the bridges
together.
gaps, right? Like different generations. Yeah.
I mean, video games can probably do that, but I think board games over time, it's more welcoming in that sense. I mean, I love video games too, but I think board games is able to do that in a way that digital games cannot.
I do agree, yes. And speaking of games, let's talk about some of the games that you guys have created. We have some here, so quickly, can we go through them one by one?
Yeah, sure.
So let's start with Oh My Orchids. I noticed that these are mostly card games.
Actually, it just so happens that only our card games are here, but actually we have I think over 12 games now.
All right.
Probably closer to 20 by the end of the year. But in the Filipino market, I think these card games are the ones that are selling the best. So that's why we have more of these here.
I would love to see the other games, but for now, let's go through this. Oh My Orchids, tell us something about this.
Okay, so Oh My Orchids is actually our latest game. We just launched it earlier this year, February, and it's a game about planting a garden that's full of very colorful and beautiful Singaporean flowers. The orchids in the game are harder to plant because they're much rarer, and so you're trying to collect seeds in a way that allow you to plant these flowers. And there's a lot of interaction because you can see what everyone else is planting and the seeds they're collecting, and so you can kind of, block other players or try to outthink
You
them.
can cause other players' plants to die.
Not so intense, but you
Okay.
can kind of try to block them.
I'm sure you can tell I'm a very violent player,
Okay.
but that sounds really interesting. Durian Dash. This is when I was shooting earlier at your table. This is one thing that I noticed that they were playing. I made the joke about how like you get everything that's great about durian, but except for the smell.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us about Durian Dash.
I mean, I wish it was scratch and sniff, but So as you may know, like durians are like a really important fruit in Southeast Asia. Like in Singapore, we call it the king of fruits. And in this game, there's many different types of durians that you can collect, and you simultaneously play an action card and choose which plantation you want to go to, and then you kind of try to get the durians that you want before the other players. It's really simple, but there's a lot of interaction, and we still need to do a lot of planning as well, like very light hand management, and you can learn about durians from Malaysia and Singapore.
Cool. And I did notice the very low playing time, so it's a great quick game for people to play.
Yeah, so all of our card games, you can play in 20 minutes and you can learn in 5.
Awesome. Wow.
That's kind of what we try to do at Origame. We try to have very because we know that we're not just trying to make games, we're trying to make games that can grow the community. And if you don't play games, you're not going to sit down and read like a 20-minute rulebook or even 10-minute rulebook.
Oh yeah. I hate reading.
So we try our best to make the games like that simple,
like really
just
easy
open
to
and
pick
play.
up.
Yeah.
I had my eye on this. That's why I already have it in my hand.
Okay.
Copy King. Tell us about this. I'm looking at it like 104 ingredient cards, 33 order cards, also a less than 15-minute playtime.
Yeah.
This seems really interesting to me.
So Copy King is actually our bestseller, and actually it's been licensed into quite a few different languages and different countries also. Because I think it's, especially within Asia, it's a very universal thing. All of us love our drinks in our own culture. And so in this game, I wanted to show that, so like you mentioned 33 drinks, actually all of them are unique in the game. But just by tweaking some ingredients, you can get a whole new drink. And so actually this is like a real-time game. It's super simple. You throw all the ingredient cards face down on the table. Everybody has their orders and you're trying to find ingredients that match your... Because there's a few orders that, they tell you that you have to put your card face down and things like that. Just some small variations, but... And
how does one win, like in this game?
You have to make drinks that you're basically matching the most drinks that have the highest value in terms of money.
So you get
every drink, like some drinks are harder to make because
more ingredients.
No, the ingredients are both more ingredients and harder to find ingredients.
Nice.
So that's kind of the balance of the game.
And this chop, I don't know what that word is. What does that mean?
Okay, this is probably our most Singaporean game. Chop just means to chop. Like I think it's a bit like an onomatopoeia. Basically, you rush for something and then you reserve it. So in Singapore, there's a culture of putting tissue paper onto tables to reserve them. So in this game, you're opening cards from the deck, and then if a table comes out, you have to use your tissue paper to chop the table, which is to reserve the table.
You have to say chop when you do it?
Yeah, I mean, it adds to the fun, of course. And then you're also trying to flip food to get food so you can eat at your table. So the overall theme is being at a hawker center or like a food center in Singapore.
What's this bird thing?
So as you flip, there will be minus, basically.
Like if a bird takes your tissue, is that what it is?
Yeah, so actually on the other side of tissue is like we call this a siam, like to escape or to run away. So if a bird comes out, the last player who runs away from the bird will need to pay a penalty.
Oh, that sounds really fun.
Yeah.
Now, like the last, this one, I had this for last because this is the one that looks a little bit different. It's called Reef.
That's good.
Reef Rescue. Okay, so how does this go?
Okay, so Reef Rescue is like a new game in our Cube Box series. So this, we really like the concept of having like a game that's kind of like in a box like this. You can, can put it in your pocket also, and it can put a Rubik's Cube in there as well.
But it's also cards.
Yeah. So it's actually a tile game. This one's a tile game, and
a tile game.
yeah. But actually, in this new series, it's a mix of tiles and cards and other types of components. So this game is really well, like the illustrations are really pretty.
Yeah. So you have like fish and.
Yeah. So.
Okay. They have like.
Yeah, there's actually lots of different types of marine creatures in the game, and it's not just a game. You can also play it as a jigsaw puzzle.
Oh, so like this entire thing forms that one picture.
You could fit this together.
That's incredible.
But it's a great family game because it's a mix of push your luck and memory, and kids are great at that.
Yes.
So kids can actually win you at this game.
I like how Ori games, the ones that you guys put out, they're so wholesome. They look very stylish, and it's very cultural. So I love that. Is there anything in the pipeline? Are you guys developing anything new?
Yeah, I mean, we're always making new games. Every year we aim for around 4 games.
Oh, every year?
Yeah, every year.
That's awesome.
We have a collaboration with one of the Singapore's most famous comic artists, and the game will be launched at Singapore Comic Con this year. And we'll be launching a new game of our own, a new card game in this series at Asian Board Game Festival this year in November. So Ori Game also hosts an event kind of like this. Last year we had I think over 2,000 people. This year hoping for double that, and we bring Asian publishers from all around Asia to come to Singapore. So kind of like how I got invited to come to Philippines, I'm inviting the Philippine designers and publishers to come to Singapore as well.
We'll try our best to be there. G3, I mean. But again, thank you. This is such an honor. I love, again, meeting new designers. Your games, to everyone watching, check them out. They look really fun. You pick them up, you play them very quickly. Sir Daryl, thank you for indulging us in this interview.
No, and we're happy to be here.
I hope you're having a great time, not just in the Philippines, but specifically here in Manila Game Fest. So with that, that has been our interview with the one and only Daryl Chow. Enjoy the rest of your day and check out the rest of G3's content right here on the page, and like us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere. See ya.